really good, evenly matched teams.
Raise your hand if you have a question. Left side, third row.
With the dramatic momentum swings in this series, how would you describe what it's like emotionally as a coach taking in or in between periods? Like, how would you describe the emotions?
Oh, it's as good as this thing gets. This is the Christmas. This is the payoff. Yeah, you want to be a good pro, but Tuesday and on the road and on the West Coast in November, not as much fun as you think. But this is where you get the payback. Like, it's, don't get me wrong, it's not light. I mean, you feel it coming for about a day and a half. You can feel the game coming, and you feel it all day, and it's exciting. But this is truly the juice that you live for, and it happens. For the bench, it's like twice as fast as it is for you people sitting upstairs, especially in this building. I worked for Jim Rutherford for a long time, and press row so far up. We never played a good game in here. It was always so slow because they sit so far away from the ice. Man, we didn't skate. We'd go into New Jersey and it'd be a dog of a game, but the press row was right by that. You go, oh my God, that was fast. And go, no, that was terrible. But at ice level, the speed, the skill, the intensity of it is incredible.
Back of the room, standing up.
Paul, during this run you guys have been on, what have you liked about your team when you've been facing this situation, a tough loss like this? What have you learned about their ability to respond?
I think we have a real good handle on the depth of it, that you don't allow it to be too deep, right? We've had 2 overtime losses now that are painful, and we've enjoyed the 2 wins. So we're flat now, best 2 out of 3. It's great for the fans. It truly, I felt this way about the series last year. I think it's great for the game. We got a Canadian team and a US-based team. We've got all of some of the best players in the world for sure. Incredible depth on both teams, and then, you know, like a schizophrenic mood swings on the bench. Like, you're going and then you're not, and everybody's trying. So it's impressive to watch.
We'll take one more question. Right side, third row.
Paul, the second period, I think before they scored, they had a couple in alone on Bobrovsky as well. He makes a save on it.
Yeah.
Was it the penalty on Bennett and the goal, or was it something you could even see in the few minutes before that led you believe, like, this is an uh-oh second?
No, when I say I never felt that, I mean, I understand that. You'll look at the analytics in between periods, all the spikes for both teams are on power plays. That's where all the action comes from, and everybody flatlines almost straight across. We got a little bump there in overtime when Benny hit the crossbar. There was a couple of things that went in. Lundell got in alone, and then they've got a couple of small spikes in there, which are huge. You get a guy in alone, right? But almost everything that's happened kind of in terms of moving the bar from your analytics are almost all happening on special teams. That's why they're so critical.
Thank you for your time, Paul.
So many different heroes for the Oilers tonight. Leon Draisaitl comes off. Look, he's been a terrific playoff player his entire career. I think maybe we could agree that last game was maybe his worst playoff game, where he was
uneventful. Yeah.
He didn't have a one-shot attempt. Right. And so what does he do? A couple of assists in the GWG in overtime.
Yeah, and after the first period, you could just tell that he was feeling it, right, guys? I mean, the way he was shielding the puck was something that I was watching, and just he would have players on him, and he would be able to hold the puck in small spaces to be able to move it. So he is going to get the primary on the power play goal that's going to get this thing started off to RNH, and he just draws everyone to him and coming down that weak side, so RNH is able to put it in. And then on the Bud Colson goal, he is able to get that puck and find a way to get it to him. So look at this on the game-winning goal. Again, we talked about the shielding and his ability to just have a foot on his opponent, and he takes his bottom hand off the stick to protect the puck. He just shovels it towards the net. So just feel like, you know, he was taking control of the game a little bit as it went on, and he had those 4 shots on goal. One of them obviously didn't even go on the net, that winds up going in because it goes off of Kulikov.
Oilers are now 5-1 in overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and Leon Draisaitl has 4 of the winners and the first assist on the other winner. And he also has made history on this night. The 4 overtime goals is the most in Stanley Cup playoff history. Let's hear from Leon Draisaitl and the other hero, Calvin Pickard, at the podium.
You've been played alongside Leon Draisaitl now in this run. What is it about the guy next to you, able to score all these goals in big moments?
He's as clutch as it gets. Obviously, it was a game of bounces. They got one at the end of the third there, and then we got the last one. But he's been playing great. Always scores big goals at big times, and we're going home with the momentum.
Left side, front row.
Sorry about that. Leon, Calvin comes into this game. He's now 7-0 in these playoffs. What has he meant to this group, and can you maybe also describe the save that he made on Lundell and how important that was?
I mean, it's hard to describe. The situation that he gets put in. Sometimes they're not always easy, right? We're down 3-0. He's coming in. He's cold. It's not easy, and he makes those stops at the key moments that we really need them. And he's one of the best in the league at making the right save at the right time. And he's been nothing but spectacular for us.
Right side, front row.
Calvin, can you give us a thought on just the emotions of these playoffs? You come in, you're playing great, 6-0, get hurt, and then you got to kind of sit, and then you get a chance to come back into the game. And I also want to ask you about that save in overtime on Ben.
Yeah, obviously when I got hurt it was frustrating. Things were going pretty well, and then Skins hopped in there and played great. I felt for him today. He came ready to play today, made some big saves early. We just didn't have it as a team early, and I think Nobber just wanted to switch it up. And if he was playing behind our team in the second and third and overtime, he would have done what I did too. So it's and that save in overtime. I was just telling the guys. I kind of read it pretty well, and then I looked at my glove and it wasn't in there, and I kind of heard the crowd oohing and on, and it was a good bounce, and then we got one.
The far right, standing.
Leon, can you just take us through the sequence of the way the first period went for you, and the dialogue between periods, and what flipped it for you in the second, you think?
I think just intensity. We wanted to come out strong tonight, but they put us on our heels early, and we were kind of lollygagging around a little bit, and it's certainly not the time to lollygag around, right? Especially after getting spanked in Game 3. So Corey spoke up. Obviously, a guy that everybody, when he speaks up, you listen and you do what he says, and we did a great job of grabbing some momentum and then keeping it. We're in the finals. They're going to have their push too. That's a heck of a hockey team over there. But this time you got to stick with it, and I thought we'd done a really good job of that tonight.
Left side, front row.
Leon, what does it say the character